Hello and welcome to this e-module on Deep Cleaning Part 2, Workstations, Floors and Outdoors. Let's take a look at the learning objectives of this module. Deep Cleaning Part 2, Workstations, Floors and Outdoors. By the end of this module, you will be able to understand deep floor cleaning, list the EHS or tools, tackles and equipment used for deep cleaning of indoor and outdoor area. List the standard operating procedures for deep cleaning of indoor and outdoor area. Understand the precautions to be taken for deep cleaning of hard floors, workstations and outdoor. Understand the frequency for deep cleaning of hard floors, workstations and outdoor. List the parameters for deep cleaning checking process of hard floors, workstations and outdoor. Understand the business impact of clean hard floors, workstations and outdoor. In the previous module, Deep Cleaning Part 1, we learned what is deep cleaning, also known as spring cleaning, why it is done and its importance to facilities. We also looked at the particular areas, that is indoors, that would require deep cleaning in facilities which are not cleaned or maintained during the regular cleaning process, which is done to increase the look and life of the facility. We learned that every business or outlet needs a deep floor cleaning at one time or another, which offers a fresh look to the commercial setting and which in turn impresses current and new customers alike. There's too much at stake to risk putting off an annual or semi-annual deep cleaning of the commercial premises. With proper maintenance, wood flooring can last a long time and hold up under heavy foot traffic. But superficial cleaning can't address the damage to a wood's luster over time. Other common damage to wood flooring includes scratches, scuffs and nicks to the surface, as well as a steadily increasing amount of grime. The employee shoes, not to mention the footwear of delivery personnel and customers, inevitably bring in dirt and other materials from the outside, all of which wear into the wood over time. This wear and tear can be seen as the floor yellows or the wax finish starts flaking. Damage to wood finish also occurs when heavy equipment, furniture and other objects are rolled across the surface. Unsightly dents are common, particularly when minor damage is left unrepaired for long stretches of time. Damage to wood finish also occurs when heavy equipment, furniture and other objects are rolled across the surface. Unsightly dents are common, particularly when minor damage is left unrepaired for long stretches of time. In recent years, ceramic flooring has become increasingly popular in commercial settings. Its durability, relatively low cost, and sustainable materials clay and sand make it a desirable option for businesses. But wear and tear over the years can take its toll on ceramic flooring. Stains and grime collect over time and get trapped in the pores and grout lines. Moisture also damages the appearance of ceramic tiles and can even cause the tile to become more slippery. Deep cleaning the tile and grout can increase the coefficient of friction by up to 35%. However, regardless of the type of flooring in the place of business, it's both economical and a good customer service policy to have the floors deep cleaned at least once a year. The employees will appreciate it and so will the customers. Maintaining the cleanliness and upkeep of the exterior surfaces of the facilities is also equally important for the business, as it is much easier to spot problems with exterior elements and address them before they become costlier. Since cleaning is a labor and equipment intensive operation, cost is directly related to the time required, the labor hours and to equipment that includes scaffolds, lifts, boom trucks and rigging for hanging scaffolding. Clean and good-looking car park floors, walls, lifts, stairs, signs, booms and ticket machines provide for a safe parking environment and impress car park visitors. Spillages, litter, excessive soot and dust can damage surfaces and lead to potentially hazardous conditions and accidents, which may lead to costly liability claims. In this module, Deep Cleaning Part 2, we will cover the indoor floor areas including workstations and also the outdoor common areas. Let us now see personal protective equipment that should be used by the janitor staff before performing deep floor cleaning. Gloves, face mask and respirator with organic vapor canisters, eye protection glasses, head cover, booties to cover shoes, caution signage. Let us now look at the required tools, tackles and equipment to perform deep floor cleaning. The required tools, tackles and equipment are damp cloth, microfiber cloth, vacuum cleaner with flat-bottomed attachment, scrubbing machine with stripping, polishing and buffed pads, floor stripper liquid, liquid floor polish, sprayer bottle, sandpaper, paint brush, long handle roller with 1/4 inch nap cover. The required tools, tackles and equipment for workstation are damp cloth, blue checked cloth, microfiber cloth, blue and yellow, dry duster, blue, glass cleaner, Tusky R3 or window shine, all-purpose cleaner, Tusky R2, fabric cleaner, Tusky Soft Care Plus, vacuum cleaner, hydrogen peroxide for hard stains on table, disinfectant, soap solution, plastic scrubber. The general guidelines that need to be followed while cleaning hard floors are: always use a fresh mop for both stripping and sealing. First, base must be used so the film will bond to the floor and not flake off. Avoid sealing very cold floors, that is below 9 degrees Celsius. If you must seal a cold floor, lay very thin coats at least 1 hour apart. On average, 1 liter of sealer will cover 55 square meters of floor, 1 coat only. In practice, the first coat will require more sealer and the last coats will require less. Porous floors will take more sealer. The standard operating procedure to maintain hard floors are: strip floors, applying a base coat, applying the top sealer. The standard operating procedure that needs to be followed while stripping floors are: sweep the floor to remove any rubbish, scrape off any chewing gum and labels, erect wet floor signs and barricades to keep people off the floor, place a large piece of cardboard or a floor mat on the floor next to the area being stripped. When you walk off the area with stripper on your shoes, step into the cardboard or floor mat to dry off your shoes. This will prevent footprints appearing all over the floor. Use a ringer bucket with 12 liters of cold water in it. Add 1/4 liters of stripping solution, that is 5 cups. This is a 1:10 solution. If the floor has a thick coating, use double this amount, that is 1:5 solution. Dip a stripper mop, old or used mops are okay, into the bucket of solution. Remove mop from bucket without wringing and let stripper pour all over the floor. Repeat this process until the entire area is covered with a thick coating of stripper solution. If stripping a large area, divide floor into easy to manage sections and strip one section at a time. Leave the stripper on the floor for 10 minutes, giving time to attack the sealer. Spread it with the mop if it dries or runs. Always keep the floor evenly wet. During this time, scrub the feet of shelves and fittings to remove old sealer and dirt. When time is up, scrub the floor with a scrubber, turn vacuum off and black pads. Scrub the whole floor, starting at the point nearest to the power point if using an electric machine. Spend longer scrubbing the edges because the sealer will be thicker there. Test the floor by wiping the stripper aside and scraping with a coin to see if all old sealer film has been removed. If not, keep scrubbing. Wet vacuum all the stripper slurry up off the floor. Pour clean water all over the floor, then vacuum this up to rinse the floor. The standard operating procedure that needs to be followed while applying a base coat are: let the floor completely dry. Do not buff the floor. Put up barriers to keep people off the floor being polished. Mop on one coat of first base. This can be done with a clean polish mop and wring a bucket after pouring. Lay the sealer up to the edges. Lay sealer as thinly as possible. Never in pools as it will take a long time to cure. Do not walk on floor until it is dry. Let the first coat dry. It must not only be dry but also tack-free or not sticky before laying the second coat. Test by placing your hand on the floor. Wait an extra 10 minutes after it is touch dry before laying the next coat. On very porous floors, it is advisable to allow at least 1 hour for the first coat to dry properly. Mop on a second coat of first base, but this time stay 30 cm or 12 inches away from edges, along walls and furniture. The second coat, if being applied with the bucket and mop, should be laid at 90 degrees to the way the first coat was laid. Again, let the first base dry until it is not sticky to touch. Then give it 10 minutes more time. Applying the top sealer can be done in two ways, using polish mop and using fringe mop. The standard operating procedure that needs to be followed while applying the top sealer using polish mop are: mop on 2 coats of 3D gloss, allowing each coat to dry before laying the next. Keep 30 centimeters from edges, except for the last coat, which should go up to the edges. Give the floor 6 hours or more to cure. Then buff the floor with ultra-high speed buffer or medium speed buffer pads. Clean mops, pads and buckets with hot water and hang them up to dry. If fringes are to be used again soon, place them in a clean black garbage bag and seal the ends so the fringe will stay wet until next time it is used. After 1 to 2 weeks, the floor can be buffed with the buffing pads. After 1 week, scrub the floor with all-purpose cleaning solution. Then apply 2 more coats of top coat of glossy polish. Next day, resume normal maintenance but use the soft buffing pads for 1 more week. The standard operating procedure that needs to be followed while applying the top sealer using fringe mop are: rinse new fringe mops in water before use. Always use a clean fringe mop in good condition. Avoid fringe mops that are old and shedding fibers, as these will be visible in the film. Pour the sealer into a clean watering can. The spout should be reduced in size to a hole about 8 mm wide using a plug or the finger of a rubber glove with a hole in it. Work in areas about 2 meters wide and 6 meters long. Pour a line of sealer onto the floor down the center of this work area. The pour line should be about 80 to 100 mm wide. Immediately take up the fringe mop applicator and wet the fringe with some polish, then wipe the applicator back and forth across the floor area, walking backwards as you go. This will spread the sealer from the pour line right across the floor. Use a figure 8 motion of overlapping strokes with the applicator. Make sure every part of the floor is coated. Avoid leaving any bare streaks. Move to the next 2 meter by 6 meter area and repeat the process until the whole floor has been coated. Be careful not to overlap the new coat onto the previous area, as this will make shiny streaks. Run the applicator along the sides first to frame the wet area and then fill in. You may ask, how many coats should we do for deep cleaning for hard floors? If you need high shine, then you need to do coating for 2 to 3 times. If you need wet look finish, then you need to do coating for 3 to 5 times. So far, you have learned the standard operating procedures for maintaining hard floors. Let us now look the standard operating procedures for wooden floors. The standard operating procedure for wooden floors are categorized into 6 steps, namely: clean the floor, prep the perimeter, scuff, sand the finish, vacuum and tack, and polishing. Let us now look at each one in detail. The standard operating procedure for wooden floors cleaning the floor are: remove all the furniture and spray the floor with a hardwood flooring cleaner or your own mix of 10 parts water to 1 part white vinegar. Gently wipe the floor with a terry cloth mop or a towel wrapped around a mop head. Close the windows and doors to keep dust contained in the room you are standing. The standard operating procedure for wooden floors. Prep the perimeter are: using 180 grit sandpaper, hand sand the perimeter of the room and any nooks that the buffer can't reach. Rub with the grain 4 to 6 inches out from the baseboard, working over each board until the finish dulls and a powder forms. Don't use a sanding block. It might miss uneven spots in the floor. The standard operating procedure for wooden floors, scuff, sand the finish are: stick a maroon buffing pad to the buffer and put on a dust mask. Move the buffer from side to side across the floor in the direction of the grain, overlapping each course by 6 inches. The old finish turns to powder as you go, so it's easy to see the areas covered. Keep the buffer moving at all times, but stop every 5 minutes or so and vacuum the pad. The standard operating procedure for wooden floors, vacuum and tack are: leave the room for 10 to 15 minutes to let the powder settle. Put a clean filter in the vacuum and sweep the floor using a felt-bottomed attachment. Work in line with the flooring strips. Then sweep across them to get any powder that settled between the boards. Finally, dry tack the floor with a microfiber cloth pushed with the grain. The standard operating procedure for wooden floors polishing are: cover shoes with booties and nose and mouth with a respirator that has organic vapor canisters. Strain the finish through a cone filter into a clean plastic watering can minus a sprinkler head. Then pour some strained finish into a small plastic container. Brush a 3-inch wide strip beside the baseboards at a point farthest from the exit door. You'll have lap marks if the edge of the strip starts to dry, so stop after 10 minutes and go to the next step. Pour out a 1-inch wide strip of finish in line with the grain, only as much as can be spread in 10 minutes. Using a long handle roller with a 1/4 inch nap cover, roll out the finish with the grain, then across it. Overlap each pass and work quickly to keep a wet edge. After 10 minutes, brush more finish along the edge, then pour and roll again for 10 minutes. Continue until the floor is covered. Wait 3 hours before recoating and a week before putting back furniture. So far you have learned the standard operating procedure that needs to be carried out for wooden floors. Let us now look at the SOP for workstations. The standard operating procedure for workstations are: put signage next to the workstation. Then use the wet cloth to wipe all areas of the workstation. Scrub the workstation partition. If made with glass or any other hard material, using plastic scrubber and all-purpose cleaner, make sure it does not drip. Scrub thoroughly. Scrub the area where the partition is fixed, the inner edges where there is accumulated dirt. Wipe it clean with the dry cloth. If glass, then finish the cleaning with a glass cleaner as per process mentioned in the glass cleaning module. For any other surface except fabric, wipe dry with a wet cloth. Scrub the table using all-purpose cleaner and plastic scrubber. For stubborn stains, apply hydrogen peroxide and leave it for a few minutes. Wipe the area with a dry cloth. Repeat till stain disappears. Use the all-purpose cleaner to clean the keyboard, mouse and telephone thoroughly and disinfect with disinfectant. Wipe all areas of the monitor and the wires. Use liquid fabric cleaner and a wet cloth to wipe all the fabric at the workstation, chairs and soft boards. Clean until there are no marks. Wipe the legs of the chair clean with soap solution. Clean the pedestal using all-purpose cleaner. Use vacuum machine to clean all corners under the table. Clean all the switchboards and its edges with all-purpose cleaner and damp duster. So far, you have learned the standard operating procedures to perform deep cleaning and maintenance of indoor areas. Let us now learn the standard operating procedures for outdoor areas such as parking lot maintenance, floor maintenance for outdoor, and pressure washing and exterior surface cleaning. The parking lot maintenance is categorized into general maintenance, maintenance of storm drains, culverts and detention areas, asphalt paving, resurfacing and concrete projects, and painting and stripping. The standard operating procedures for general parking lot maintenance are as follows. Designate staff to conduct inspections and maintenance of parking lots and garages, including storm water conveyance systems on a regular basis. Suggested frequency, weekly. Sweep parking lots regularly and specially after storms, rains, leaf shedding season and after any special events or construction projects. For parking garages, ensure that elevator sump pumps and interior floor drains are plumbed to the sanitary sewer, not to storm drains. Inspect all dumpster or waste disposal areas regularly. Clean up any trash, spills or leaks and report leaking dumpsters to the disposal company. The standard operating procedures to perform maintenance of storm drains, culverts and detention areas are as follows. Inspect storm structures, culverts detention areas or structural BMPs regularly. Suggested frequency, weekly, for debris accumulation. Clean out as needed. Stencil or mark any storm drain inlets in or near the parking lot with the message, "Do not," to dispose of any materials or wastes, drains to creek. Contact the appropriate municipal department to clean out any storm drain structures or detention or infiltration areas. Cleaning frequency should be clearly defined. The standard operating procedures to perform maintenance of asphalt paving, resurfacing and concrete projects are as follows. Reseal or pave on dry days when no rain is expected and stop paving activities well before rainfall is expected. Preheat, transfer or load hot asphalt far away from storm drain inlets. Protect or block nearby, downstream storm drain inlets from debris from maintenance work, that is asphalt cap, chip sealing, concrete breaking or saw cutting. Leave inlet protection in place until the job is complete. Clean up debris from around inlets and dispose of properly. Designate a concrete washout area on the job site in a grassy or gravelled area where pooled water can soak into the ground. If no washout area is available, wash out into a container, that is a pool, bucket or wheelbarrow, and dispose of material properly. The standard operating procedures to perform painting and stripping are as follows. Schedule painting, marking and stripping projects during dry weather only. Cease all activities when rain threatens. Use thermoplastic markings in place of paint whenever possible. Block nearby storm drain inlets within 25 feet and down gradient of project when painting or stripping. Promptly clean up any spills of paints, cleaners or other chemicals. The standard operating procedures to perform outdoor floor maintenance for bricks are as follows. Although brick is durable and can last for generations, gentle cleaning is still the best way to keep it looking fresh. Use masonry cleaner. Mix according to directions and scrub with a stiff bristle broom or brush. Wash with water until the cleaner are washed off. Use a masonry poultice, a solvent mixed with an absorbent material such as kaolin clay. The solvent dissolves the stain and the absorbent material pulls it from the brick's pores. Read labels to ensure the poultice is appropriate for the stain. Those with naphtha or trichloroethylene are most effective on oil stains. Efflorescence can be removed with water and a stiff bristle brush or a masonry efflorescence remover. To remove moss or other organic growth, scrub brick with a solution of 1 part chlorine bleach to 10 parts of hot water. The standard operating procedures to perform outdoor floor maintenance for concrete floors are as follows. For deep cleaning, in a bucket mix together hot water and an all-purpose household cleaner or a concrete cleaner. Use a stiff bristle broom or brush to scrub the surface thoroughly. For stains, to remove oil that has leaked from a car's engine, blot with paper towels. Then cover the spot with cat litter and leave overnight. Remove the litter and repeat until oil is no longer being absorbed. If needed, follow with a poultice. Mix 1 part dry sodium phosphate with 6 part water. Apply and leave on for 24 hours. Scrub and rinse with plain water. To remove grease caused by food, scrub with a household scoring powder. To remove moss and organic matter, apply a solution of 1 part chlorine bleach to 10 part water. The standard operating procedures to perform outdoor floor maintenance for wooden decking are as follows. For deep cleaning, in a bucket, mix a gallon of hot water with powdered oxygen bleach according to directions. Scrub well using a soft bristle brush or broom. Rinse and repeat. The first scrubbing gets rid of visible mold, the second destroys the mold spores. Don't use chlorine bleach, which destroys wood's lignin, the glue that binds wood fibers. For stains, to remove mold and rust stains, bird droppings and tannins, mix oxalic acid crystals, often labeled wood bleach or wood brightener, with hot water according to directions. Apply with a soft bristle brush or broom. After stains have faded, rinse well. Patio stone can be divided into 2 categories. Siliceous stone, that is granite, slate, sandstone, brownstone and bluestone, is hard and durable. Calcareous stones, that is marble, travertine and limestone, is more delicate and porous, so it is susceptible to stains. To tell which kind you have, put a drop of white vinegar in an inconspicuous spot. If it fizzes, the stone is calcareous. The standard operating procedures to perform outdoor floor maintenance for stone floors and surfaces are as follows. For deep cleaning, use a pH-neutral stone cleaner and scrub with a soft bristle brush or broom. Avoid household detergents which tend to be too acidic or too alkaline. Repeated use of them can erode calcareous stone and dull the polish on siliceous stone. For stains, use a stone poultice. Read the label to be certain you are choosing the right stain remover for your needs. When cleaning siliceous stone, you can boost the power of a stone poultice by adding a little all-purpose household cleaner, as long as it doesn't contain chlorine bleach. For colors, weathering and the sun will fade most stains over time, but they fade the luster of surfaces too. A stone enhancer will bring a more saturated look to the stone, particularly to slate and tumbled marble. The standard operating procedures to perform general surface cleaning and pressure washing are as follows. Use dry cleanup methods prior to any pressure washing. Use absorbents such as kitty litter, rags, sand, etc. to clean up spills, sweeping, vacuuming and scraping off dried debris. The waste material should be disposed of as solid waste. Pressure wash with minimal water. If you do not use any chemicals or detergents and are only cleaning surfaces of ambient dust, then you may direct the wastewater to nearby landscaping or vegetated area or contain it on site and allow it to evaporate. When discharging wash water to landscaping, make sure water is absorbed into vegetated or permeable surfaces, that is gravel, porous pavement, and does not cause erosion or run off into a storm drain or paved area. All other wash water must be captured for proper disposal. Solids should be removed from the area prior to pressure washing, and a filter bag or similar filtration device should be used to remove suspended solids from the wastewater. A visible sheen must not be evident in the discharge. Use an absorbent pad or boom to eliminate any oil from the discharge. Do not pressure wash an entire building. Spot clean, steam clean, or scrape dirty areas rather than pressure washing the entire structure. The standard operating procedures to perform storm drain protection are as follows. Prior to pressure washing, identify where all storm drains are located. Wash water must not be allowed to flow down gutters or enter storm drains. Block or cover all storm drains with booms and weighted storm drain covers before pressure washing. Determine where water will pool for collection. Use a wet vacuum to vacuum up the wastewater or allow water to evaporate. The standard operating procedures to dispose wash water are as follows. Use a wet vacuum to collect water for disposal to the sanitary sewer. Once water is collected, dispose of it properly. Collected wash water may be disposed of into a sanitary sewer drain at the job site or at the contractor's place of business. First, ask for permission from property owner and the local wastewater treatment plant. A permit may be required prior to disposal to the sanitary sewer. Check with your local wastewater treatment plant for authorization. Do not dispose wastewater to a septic or on-site wastewater system. Let us now have a quick knowledge check. Let us now understand the safety precautions that the janitor staffs should do before performing deep cleaning of hard floors, workstation and outdoor. First, safety precautions for indoor area are: ensure there are no spillages of liquids or cleaners or chemicals left over. There should be appropriate signage put up while cleaning. The mop used for wet floor should be just damp. Dustbin should be scrubbed after removing the garbage bag using soap solution. Ensure that the electric equipment is properly plugged in. Clear up all the materials after use and put them back in their proper places. Use proper body posture while working. The safety precautions that the janitor staff should perform for outdoor area are: always wear protective clothing and appropriate PPE such as gloves, safety glasses, coveralls or aprons, mask or respirator, etc. Do not use high-pressure cleaners to apply cleaning chemicals as it is dangerous to the operator and to those nearby. Store acid and acid solution in heavy-duty plastic containers supplied by the manufacturer and ensure that the containers are correctly stored, for example, away from children. If the cleaning solution comes in contact with the body, wash the area with water immediately to remove all traces of the cleaning solution. If irritation continues, seek medical advice immediately. Let us now look at the cleaning frequency of deep cleaning of indoor and outdoor areas. The deep cleaning frequency of indoor area are as follows. Floors done once in 6 months to a year, depending on wear and tear. Workstations done once in a week. The deep cleaning frequency of outdoor area are as follows. Frequency of cleaning depends on the type of procedure being implied. The frequency either changes from a daily basis to a weekly basis, beyond which causes uncleanness in the area. Some of the parameters that needs to be checked before performing deep cleaning for indoor area are: check for loss of shine and stubborn dirt or grime on the floor. Check for stains, dirt, dust, grease and foul smell at the workstations. Some of the parameters that needs to be checked before performing deep cleaning for outdoor area are: check for litter and any dirt, dust, grease or oil spills on the driveway and car park. Check for stains, scratches and dull appearance on floors. Check for stagnation in storm water drains. The business impact of performing deep cleaning for workstations, floors and outdoors are: dull-looking floors looks bad in a building, which gives a negative impression. Stubborn dirt, grime affects the indoor air quality of the building. Unclean workstations impact the work quality, morale and the health of the employee. Unclean external areas have a huge impact on the overall appearance of the premises. It also affects the health and safety of the employees. Unclean exteriors will also lead to unclean interiors. That brings us to the end of this module on deep cleaning, part 2, workstations, floors and outdoors. In this module, we looked at Introduction to Deep Floor Cleaning. EHS or tools tackles an equipment used for deep cleaning process of hard floor, workstations and outdoor. Standard operating procedures for deep cleaning process of hard floor, workstations and outdoor. Precautions to be taken for deep cleaning of hard floor, workstations and outdoor. Frequency of cleaning deep areas of hard floor, workstations and outdoor. Parameters for checking on deep cleaning of hard floor, workstations and outdoor. Impact of business on clean hard floor, workstations and outdoor.